So we're back for some more DAs. I think we'll probably just stick with like our Blacephalons. It was fun. But I did see you got some good Chinese drug. Was it Cresselia? And you got Azelf. Then you get two Cresselias as well. It is all good for me. Not had too much shiny luck in here. I only did a couple. So it's been like 3 days with no shinies in this game. I only did 5 DAs yesterday, just an offline one because I was a bit busy anyway, just to keep the total running a bit. But on the Thursday we didn't get any, and the Wednesday we didn't either. So yeah, that's fine. We'll carry on with it. Do you want to join in some of the DAs today, or are you going to do some more resets on your Ultra Sun? Now apparently it is also Dynamax Adventure Weekend, which I didn't really know is a thing, but apparently it is. So it could be one of those where it's very quiet or very busy. Okay, I'm going to run myself a Blacephalon one to start with. I've also mentioned many times that we've been trying to do Dex 365, and we're down to just needing Burmy. Just Burmy. Nobody can get the thing. It's ridiculous. Once we get Burmy, we can actually go on to Gen 5, and we will probably be targeting raids in Gen 5, which will be fun. There is so many different things to go for, and I will have to change profile though. What the hell is that normal thing? Oh, it's a sheep. Right, we're going to have to go this way and take on the dragon. Pretty much. We need the Flygon. I think it's going to be our best bet in this one. I did actually lose a couple of times against Blacephalon, which was crazy. And I went in with 4 lives, and it just sort of swept us one by one. It was painful. But never mind. This isn't actually a bad thing to take because it does have a water move. It is a lot tankier than it looks. We'll use the digs because they're more annoying. Which one are you on a current run for, Dragon? Or do you have any set targets for yourself? Or have you just found a couple of paths you like and working your way through them one at a time? In all my Tornadus, as I said, we'll jump in Tornadus a lot as soon as this stupid Burmy has been caught. As soon as that's done, we're moving on. Not a problem, we will be doing Gen 5. But problem is, it is, what, the 26th today, so it could only be 3 or 4 days of it. My current plan is to make it daily, and we're going to probably have the 1st of May off, because I'm going to do Thunderbolts at the cinema. If you start getting them all, you can see all of Boy from Belgium's luck and how it suddenly has swung around. Because a couple of days ago you were saying you hadn't had a legendary, and now suddenly you've had 3 in what, 2 days or 3 days? And on my end of things, I haven't had a legendary in a week or so. So you can see how it can go real swings and roundabouts. Because my legendary run was literally every other day for 10 days I got one. So that's how it works sometimes. Like, how many Blacephalons have we done? Let's see. Oh, I thought, yeah, it does have a water move. Let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 Blacephalon runs, and we don't have anything yet. So it happens. And when it comes to the normal Pokemon, as we said, we haven't had any since like Monday, I think. But we're in the Adlands. But we're going to just cruise through this Blacephalon. We know it's relatively easy. We may do a little bit of rotating between a couple. I don't actually think I can hit this. It was a bit of a mistake. I can use quick attack, I guess. Okay. Does more than I thought it would, I'll be honest. A lot more than I thought it would. I thought that would be a terrible, terrible move. Big ice punch. Big poison move. If we could do the same moves again, I think we win. Which is a bit surprising considering how bad this I am against this. This is kind of the situation where you wish you could see what the computer wants to do before committing yourself to where you want to go on this run. Because let's be honest, I would like the Flygon on my team, but I'm not too worried if the computer would like it. Now I'm thinking today to sort of bounce between Blacephalon and Pheromosa, like we were doing last time. Now, they're two relatively easy ones to beat. I don't think Boy from Belgium will be here today, because I think he said he had some family stuff at the weekend. So there's that. So there's no worry about getting the things he's already got. And then we'll just sort of fly through them and see how well we do. Please, someone take it. That's probably the best outcome. Not gonna lie. Now in my head I would like that water type, but it's a ghost type, so it's not great. The electric type is just Charjabug, so I think we could beat it relatively easy. And if someone in the team takes it, I've caught you up pretty quickly with this one then. Because that's where we are. We're just attacking the third one. But I've been spending hours running around the Obsidian Fieldland, shaking trees, looking for a Burmy, and it's doing my head in. I can't find one. I have found 2 shiny alphas in the same time. I actually got the Blissey and I found a random alpha Geodude. And elsewhere I found 2 Drifblims, a Drifloon, a Buizel, and I've got Burmy perfected. I've been working on perfecting my dexes, so everyone we shake out of a tree we attack with whatever Pokemon I'm on to do some moves. So Burmy is perfected as well. And I think I looked at my records a couple of days ago and I was at nearly 400 encounters. So, yeah, it shows how far we've come. How far we've done. But never mind. So as we said, my plan will be to walk through this Blacephalon. I feel like it's pretty easy. The other thing I will need to do is go and follow the footprints. So I've mentioned I've done like the bit of a speed run on another save. And in that save file I have currently got 5 gym badges, but I've got the shiny charm. And I could go into Freezington to start following the footsteps. Because I would like to... I don't think I'll actually be allowed to catch the Swords of Justice on that save, so I have to go on my Reggie save to do it, because that is complete, 100% complete. I know for a fact I did that one. We're just going to swing away because it's not too difficult to beat. As long as it attacks me, I'm fine. Let's... Boom. I don't think the Hitmonchan could do too much. I did more than I thought it would, to be honest. Charjabug is there. That might actually help that string. Yes, am I going to be faster? Yes, I am, and that should be it. That was an easy one, wasn't it? But I won't be using this save to go for those Swords of Justice. I think I can catch everything now, but I think there's like a level cap to what you can catch, isn't there, in these games? outside of the DAs, I don't think you can catch different levels. Well, I know you can't catch like the level 60s and 70s until you've got the badges. I think. I know. I don't know. I think they stopped it in Scarlet and Violet, but I think it was in here because whenever I tried to catch like the Onyx at the beginning, it would always say no. But do we start today with a shiny? No. Of course not. We already had Charger Bug. And no Dancing Pennywise. Right. Now I could obviously start on my other save, but I don't want to yet. My Swords of Justice are actually on my sword file, actually, so I do need to be a little bit more cautious with when I do those. Yeah, you can do all that stuff. In all my years playing these games, I've never really done any of that. I know it sounds bonkers. It's never been something I do. See, what I was doing was buying a lot of this so I could just get loads of watts to get luxury balls. I'm not too worried about premier balls. I could get the beast balls. Like, as we said, once this is done, we're probably not doing anything on this save except sort of maybe getting duplicate shinies that will be tradable. So they're always something that we work towards. What do you have today? Nothing? Okay. I have actually officially caught 5 now on here, so I thought the Poipole might turn up, but I haven't really done much of the story. As you can see, I have not even been to Freezington. If I look at the town map, I still haven't even. See, that's how far I've got into this save. I've done nothing. As for this save is actually complete. I can do the Champions Cup if I want. Should I take a full team of shinies in that I won? I got this month and just do the Champions Cup with them. That would be kind of funny. But otherwise, not too much. How is that DA going? As I say, I could. I don't even know if I need to worry about doing it. Like, I've mentioned before that I would like to try and do a save with my main trainer ID instead of like this Dakota one. I don't want to keep this as my trainer ID in anything, so even if I do beat the boss, it doesn't really mean much. So we found 8 shinies apparently. That seems wrong. I've definitely found more than 8 shinies. Actually, that could be right. They don't count the shinies you catch. That's quite interesting. Or is it not count the legendaries? It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. I've mentioned before this was a wonder trade save, so I was getting a lot of repeat things I couldn't really use, or shinies that were hacked when I did it. Because it's quite an old save. Like, what does it say when I started this journey? Printed this. Does it say when I started? I started in 2022, so that was pre-Scarlet and Violet, I believe. Maybe it was just after Scarlet. I think they came out 2022, didn't they? So, like, I didn't really catch much, didn't really do much. But yeah, that was kind of how old this save is. But we have done the shiny thing. Like, the only thing I know I need to do on my other save is actually catch a Miltank, because I forgot to put that one in. I know how easy that will be, but whether I can be bothered is the main thing. Like, you have the Sableye here, but you can't get Sableye in the DAs, which is a bit strange. Like, you can sort of get their evolution, so that's okay. But the Pokeball there. Okay. What else is in here? Nothing really. Yeah, so I don't really have anything to properly shiny hunt in. I will have to use my sword save because I did all the wonder trades to get the Master Ball. I want to say I cheated a bit, but I was just doing random trades until I got Master Balls. So when I do the legendaries and they're shiny, I can just throw Master Balls straight at them, which should be fun. So I have to keep a little bit of an eye out to see whether Burmy has been caught. I don't really want to linger around too much on Discord, but if it does get caught, it is helpful, and I can move on and go for all the other stuff. It doesn't look like it's happened yet. Out of the two on my list, Pheromosa happy for you to do next? Like, we know they're not the most difficult, but I'm quite happy to do as many as we can. I probably can go a little bit longer today than I have on other days, so that'll be fun as well. I do see a dangerous shiny hunter lurking in the chats. I don't know whether that means he's ready to come and snipe our shiny luck or not. The other thing I'm probably going to look to do is actually make a more personalised background for the overlay. Most of what I do is bouncing between whichever game we're playing, but come May we'll be going for a few different games. I was going to make a Mario Kart one, but then I realised I might do one day on Mario Kart, another day on something else, so I might just make like a voices sort of cover background. So that's the thing. Well, good luck on the shiny. Because I want to keep the bottom right hand corner. I like that with the follow guide. I've made something a little bit similar I want to use, so that bit I want to keep, but all of like the detail stuff along the bottom, middle and the top left, that won't be needed for each different stream. So I'm gonna think of like changing that up, but I got to figure out what to put in there. Now I can't really make the game too much bigger, but I don't really want to put the camera over the gameplay because I want to see where I'm going in Mario Kart. It's also difficult to put the camera in a good place for Dynamax adventures because you could lose sight of something you need to see. But we'll see. We can figure things out. Plenty of time for those problems to be solved. Did you manage to start my stream with a shiny? No? Okay. But I'm going to set up Pheromosa this time. And we'll see how well it goes. And I might actually do a Tornadus with you, so I can save it on my list just in case. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I can't use this save. I forgot. I gotta go on my other save for the Gen 5 Pokemon. I can't use this anymore. I keep forgetting. If I use this one, I can't redeem anything from other games. Yeah. But we know the basics here. We want something flying or fire or fairy. They're our main objectives. I don't think anybody else is joining, so we can just start this off with the two of us and see how well it goes. We don't particularly want... We could take Ghost, I guess. There is a Screecher there, but it's weak to Bug. Jigglypuff is slow. It's one you like really late, but it could work. And with Fake Tears and Shadow Ball, maybe, and Draining Kiss. So it could work if you want. Yeah, flying's definitely the best. We did get the Jigglypuff. Yeah, yesterday I was looking at who was online, and it was like John Stone and the guy who does the Dynamax adventures, that Blue Vector. We're all like doing a big group one. So what do we have in the fairy? I know we could go for Pelipper. Not a problem. Probably our best option. But we got to be careful where we go after this. If we're honest. And I will probably leave you to Dynamax because you are electric. That seems like the sensible choice. I think I can only use Shadow Ball. Yeah, you should take the Pelipper. And if there's something better en route, I'll take it. If there's not, we won't worry. I'm not overly worried. Like, it's pretty feeble, this thing. If we're honest. The drizzle might actually help as well for certain things. And it's a wide guarder. Oh wait, it's not a Zygarde run. You probably don't even need to Dynamax then.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
We do believe in Joe Hendry. How are you, Cherio? Are you feeling better? The non-wrestling fans don't have a clue what Joe Hendry is, but it's still fun. Hello, boy from Belgium. I didn't know whether you were going to be around today. Are you around for some DAs, or is it a family day? But otherwise I'm good. How about you? I am good, thank you, Shirio. It's good to see you getting better. At the moment, boy from Belgium, I'm doing the same as what we were doing last time, just bouncing between the two. That seems to be my best plan for today. We do want to get rid of the Tauros though, so we will... You know what would be quite funky is that we actually go for the Ghost. Because there's something else that it can't hit it. Yep, you're more than welcome. You've seen how far we are, so you know how long. I've got you a walk-on song then. Almost. If I knew how to set up the proper walk-in songs, then maybe we could set it up properly. But I don't understand how they work, and I would have to sit down and talk to KPD about them all. Because I know he's got them for a few people, but not everybody, and I get a bit confused. And it's one that doesn't get copyright strikes, which is also very nice. When I was putting some together, like the Randy Orton music actually gets copyright strikes, so I can't use that. So I got rid of it. I've had to get rid of a few because they were a bit too long, which was a bit frustrating, to be honest. I was looking forward to using some of them. Yeah, Haunter, and I'm thinking actually going for the Quillfish because it has Intimidate, so it might weaken its attack. That is my suggestion. But we don't want to take Kangaskhan because it's normal type. I didn't quite see what the electric was, but unless it's like a Mulga, I don't really want to go near it. And what is your flying move as well? Because obviously if it's the one that does the damage without an item, don't take the item. If it's not, it doesn't matter. We can work with what we've got, I think. Like, we see how feeble it is. And as that is the water, so we can go water. And if the computer takes it, it's what is it? If the computer takes it, it does have Intimidate, which is good. I will try to Dynamax, so we could get you the max airstream. This one is Pheromosa. I did a Blacephalon solo, and this is the first one with Dragon. Well, you're going to Dynamax anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you had Acrobatics. That was the one we couldn't risk you having. If you had Acrobatics, it would nullify it. But if we can get you to Dynamax, you'll have the max airstream, and that will probably do 3/4 damage. It'll still do some damage. We've seen how good it is in the past. And I can go with Scorching Sands and potentially burn it, which is good. Maybe Haunter isn't as useless as it looked either. But we're going to have two ghost types. Well, a ghost type, a flying type, potentially a fairy and another ghost, and an intimidator. So we've got a good mix in there that can be very helpful. As I say, I'm going to Dynamax just to make sure you have it for the next round. I don't want to risk it going past you and then it being a longer fight in the final. I want that max airstream will do all the damage. As we say, I'm not too worried about everything involved. Now, while we wait, I'm going to have some of these. We have to have medicines, right? I don't know what's happened, but I think my sinuses have just flared up. Yeah, they are good supporters. It's not my decision on whether we keep them, though. That's why I've just got to hope for the best. But we do have 4 lives, I think. And we said it can't hit at least 2 of us with moves, because we're ghosts, like we're fighting moves. So we'll be fine. We are 1 Burmy away before being able to do genie hunts with you for a week. And also, did you both know that it was DA weekend? That's my question. Jigglypuff's probably... okay. We'll figure it out. Because at least this will nullify a bit of its attack. Yeah, as I was mentioning, there was John Stone with his 1,500 views, plus 2 others doing a co-op stream. I don't really get how it's suddenly so popular. It's like these amateurs come along when we've been doing it all month. And we're here just doing our thing. I'm still going to go for Scorching Sands, just to see if I can get a burn to add on top of it. I know it's not effective, but if I can get the burn and we get the max airstream, we've got the intimidate, maybe it'll get put to sleep, we should be okay here. I know I saw Corey said that he's probably going to do some DAs. The problem is, if everybody's doing them, everybody takes each other's viewers, so it doesn't really accomplish anything. The more famous ones will get all the views. If the Jigglypuff is faster than you, maybe it'll do fake tears. But no, this should do at least half, I think. That seems about half. I'm happy. And we're faster now, next turn maybe. If I get a cheeky little bird. No? Okay, never mind. You're not in a DA at the moment, are you, boy from Belgium? I don't really need to worry about what I do. If it hits me, it's fine. It's only the Pelipper we need to survive. Nice. Boom. That's an easy W, so good luck on your shiny. It will be Blacephalon next. I saw ironically replied to my ideas for next month as well, where we would do like a couple of sort of streaming races, proper races this time, where it would be Legends Arceus and see how many shinies we can get in set amount of times in each area. But then I also think it might be quite fun to do a sort of a community shiny challenge for like 3 hours to see if we can catch one of every type of Pokemon. Well, let's check our shinies. Pelipper is not, nor is the creepy little Haunter. Quillfish, and are you dancing? No, you're not. Only 9. Okay. Yeah, so that was like one of my ideas, like trying to challenge ourselves to get every type at least once, but you could only like assign it once. Let's just set this up so you can both jump in. I know we're going to be close to the end, so we'll wait for them to finish before we start. Yeah, Blacephalon is up. So like, if we were doing this challenge, like if you found a shiny Starly, you would have to declare it either a normal or a flying. You couldn't change it after seeing what everyone else got. As soon as you catch it, it gets nominated for a typing. And the challenge would be to spend 3 hours. Like you can stream your 3 hours, I stream mine, etc. Everyone who wants to be involved. If Dragon wants to take part and doesn't want to stream it, again 3 hours on it as well. And the idea would be as many people can take part. We run around all of the maps to get as many different types and see if we can get one of every type in 3 hours. Elsewhere we could do like a bigger challenge to see how many of the Pokedex we could get done in like 4 to 5 hours. I know it's very ambitious, that one. I wouldn't expect to get like 100 of the Pokedex, but again, if people see what we're doing and think it's quite fun, suddenly you add a few more people and more people, and suddenly you feel like it could be done. Like, I know the distortion ones will be a nightmare, but outside of that, like, it's only the 4 fossils, the Porygons, and 2 of the Magnemites that are very, very difficult. But the thing is, you would be able to do whatever you want. Like as I said, I want to try and make one day a week a bit of a challenge. We'll give it another 30 seconds and I'll rehost if it doesn't work. I want to kind of make one day of the week a sort of a community join-in challenge day. Like, it's good doing these with viewers, but at the end of the day, we're only doing DAs. Like, I can do them offline, I can do them solo, etc. But something where everybody's sort of trying to get to some achievement, complete a dex or do something else. Like, I know on paper I am trying to do maybe shiny hunting all the bug types this month. But that is another challenge for another day. And that would be the May challenge, but it's just trying to do a bit more, really. We have a very nice team here, don't we? Do I reset this run? Because like the first three are perfect. Like the Dragon with dig, and the computer will have to swap somewhere. But even the rock move on that's not terrible. And the poison to the left as well. I thought the ads were just about to finish, but so we could take the Nidoking, the bug, and whichever's easiest to beat at the top, I think. We got to be careful. We don't want to go to that ground because it's a water ground. It doesn't have a ground move. I don't want to go through that because we are all going to get hurt. We've got to just think. Yeah, we've got to just go for the easiest run here because we don't need to mess around. Welcome back. The only one that is remotely challenging is going to be round 3. If we're honest. This is going to be a case of don't press yes or don't press no until we see what the computer wants to do, because I would consider one of you taking the Nidoking to get through the water type later on. But if the computer wants the Nidoking, we'll let it have the Nidoking. I would probably say boy from Belgium. But which one of you do you think is slightly weaker against the Blacephalon? I know you're weak to the ghost moves. Okay, this might just be an easier choice. You just take it. I'm only thinking for the water types because I believe this has Thunder Punch. So if it has Thunder Punch, the water ones will be a little bit easier to deal with. Or the Skarmory. Again, you've got the... but I mean, the Golok is not that great either. It's going to be weak to the ghost moves. But if the computer does want the Clay, get rid of its Claydol, it can. But it might be quite good to keep the Claydol lurking around for the Center Scorch. As well with the rock move. That's all my thinking here. What's he going for? Like, so I think Golurk should take this, if I'm honest. And that would be our 3 for the final. Go Nidoking, Druddigon, and Krokorok. Yes, that is also a problem you've got. And I was tempted to get the computer to have a look, but as I remembered, Claydol has that rock move. It's quite effective against the rock type, against the bug type. So that will be quite helpful. And you have Fire Punch and Thunder Punch for the Skarmory, which will be quite good as well. So I'm thinking to just go for the Skarmory instead of the water type, just because the water type's going to be very hard to beat. But if I can figure out what it was. I think one's a Whelmer, but myself and Druddigon and the Claydol and this, whichever one they end up taking, is weak to water. And if it does take this, it's only going to be the one thing that's weak. But it could do a fire move on the Skarmory as well. So it's not the worst outcome for us. It does have a dark move, so it will only be for the computer to take those Skarmory. Definitely only for the computer. Welcome in Starcry. I think it's going well so far. We're only on our 3rd one. We won the first 2. There is a spot open if you're interested. and we are sort of bouncing between Blacephalon and Pheromosa at the moment. Yes, you're neutral with the water, which is fine, but the problem is the Nidoking, the Krokorok, and either the Claydol or the Centiskorch will be weak to water. It doesn't matter which way round we go, we don't really have... Everybody's going to hurt. So it'd be better if we could just sweep through something. We've got such a perfect team. Breezel was my last shiny actually in Legends Arceus a couple of hours ago. It is a fun little Pokemon to say the least. Something that's done a lot of work for me early games in Legends Arceus, but not something you use too much later on. I think it was nice that you got a water type Pokemon a little bit earlier. Being a Gen 1er, it usually took you a while to get a water Pokemon. Because what was it, the Magikarp you bought, and then if you wanted a fish for Magikarp, but you were too lazy to train it. But Buizel actually had proper moves. So yeah, it was a good addition. And a very nice shiny. It is like, yeah, it's definitely one of the best like early root mon stuff. Like, when you even think about like Gen 2, you could get Wooper, but you never dealt with anything with electric moves, so it wasn't as special as it probably should have been. Gen 3 you would get like the water buggies or Magikarp. No worries. Yes, as I say, I got it about 2 hours ago on my Burmy hunts. Just flying around the obsidian filled lands, shaking trees like a madman. It was the last one I got. Well, might have been the only one I got today actually. In my Burmy humps, I've got 2 shiny alphas, but no Burmy. So, did you want to join in the DAs or not? If the computer doesn't want this, you could take this dragon. But the computer wants it. We'll let the computer take it. Like, it'll do. Yeah, I think most people prefer water types that don't have that weakness of electric, but then you have that bigger weakness to grass, so it's one of what would you rather have. It's a bit of a coin toss really. Yes it does. We might as well just take this for now. And you don't need to Dynamax if you don't want to Dragon. It's completely up to you. I don't know if you've got anything super effective here, but we'll see. If this was actually a challenging Pokemon, this would be like, if this was like a Zygarde path, we would have to keep it, wouldn't we? Why didn't you take the berry? Were you distracted again, hunting in Pokemon Go? Or was it not an option for you? Well, maybe you'll pass out and we can lose 1 life. We should be okay. If you want to risk it, you can go for the foul play, but I think we might as well just stick with what we've got, even if you are going to dig. They were pretty much my 2 options. I went with Citrus because I've had some more damage, so I thought if I took a big hit I would get a bit more back, but I'm not sure what I'd rather have, a crippled sheer force Druddigan or the Centre Scorch in the fight, or the Boy from Belgium. Are you going to see what the computer wants to do before making your decision for the final? Because I think you could swap if the computer wants to swap. But it's completely up to you, really, because you might be a little bit weaker. The Centre Scorch is actually going to be pretty good in the final with its ground move. Oh, you're Nidoking. So Dragon, if you do want to swap, you can. It's completely up to you. You have got foul play, which will work, but you will get hurt by a fire move. But I don't think you can do too much damage now you're burnt. It's because you asked for the Lumberry. That's why. Okay, so if the computer swaps, I'll get through this quickly, as quick as I can. The other thing you could do is actually fly. Yeah, so you might as well take it. So you could fly and avoid a move. I did see all your shinies. You got what, 3? Like normal Pokemon. Like, you didn't keep up with Dragon though, 2 legendaries. Yeah, so we got a 4. Okay, just the 4. I did lose track of how many everyone got. Now, I've accidentally filled up a whole box of shinies in Legends Arceus, and I've got nothing to do with them. But no, I got 2 Stantlers, and that's about all I can do anything with. We'll just do this. Don't think it makes too much difference. I should have done the other one. Oh yes, because you got... Oh, Poliwrath's a nice shiny. I got that last year somewhere. That's why I didn't know you had got it. I imagine they would be if you're comfortable doing a lot of soft resetting. Now, I'll always say I'm not the biggest fan of doing soft resetting. Again, if people want to do it, that's their choice, not mine. But I kind of hate doing them. So yeah, that's me not going. Yeah, so I think we've won this one. Can we do this deathless? Oof. And Scorching Sands, please, Centre Scorch. Okay, we didn't even need the Centre Scorch. GG, and good luck with the shinies. I will probably be setting up to do soft resets on the Swords of Justice on another copy of this. So, yeah. I don't even think the Centre Scorch got an attack on in that final. And welcome back, Star. I don't know if you had, but did you want to do some Blacephalon and Pheromosa? Or not? And do we start today with a shiny? Nope. Nope. And nope. I think it went for Taunt Blacephalon. Okay, so I'll set up Pheromosa next. Just to mix it up a bit, I'm bouncing between the two. Because I've done so many Blacephalons, I'm going crazy doing them. But I feel like I should really commit to getting it done. Yeah, I don't need to save a path for Blacephalon. This is up and ready for you to join. This is the Pheromosa one though. So we know we want Flying, Fairy. It is Bug Fighting. So we want to really have a flying type, fairy type, or fire type. They're our primary targets. It's not the best to have a sidekick, because if it's got the bug move, it's going to hurt. So they're what we want the most. There are quite a lot of types that like have flying that you don't think about as well. Like, as soon as you have like a physical flying move, you will be fine. You'll never need to worry in this one. The only thing that I will say from my own experience is don't go too heavy trying to get Unpheasant from the start, because it only has one move. And because it only has one move, it was horrible to use. I think we didn't even make it to the final because it couldn't hit anything else. So let's see how well this run goes. So far this week, I've only had 2 shinies, I believe, which is the Galarian Linoon and the Charger Bug in this game. So I've really slowed down on here. Ghost types are also quite good. But this is not a good ghost type. I want to take this, but I know it's weak. But I feel like it could be worth it. This is not a nice selection. I would not take the Aurorus though, because it is quad weak. The Gerda can work, or the Vile Plume. Like it's a very horrible list we have here. I'm not going to be a lie. We have been messed up by the computers. Right. And it doesn't look like it gets too much better, because we've got 3 weak to fire. What's the fairy? Also weak. So there is the Talonflame, which seems like it's probably the best bet. And I guess that's going to be our best. Yeah, that is the plan, Talonflame, but we're all pretty weak to Talonflame. Are any of you special attackers? Just out of interest. Because I could do the fake tears strat. And see if that works. Your Ditto, of course. I think everybody... So we have 1 with special attacks. So... I'm thinking... the problem is we're all weak to the Talonflame, except the Talonflame itself. So it's not great. But it is going to be the best option, and it will probably sweep. That can work, because then you Toxic while I fake tears at least once, probably twice, and then your move should one-shot it. And maybe take this. Like, would you swap this out for anything? Anybody have the idea? Like, just for the Screecher? It would always help to have a Screecher. I know it's very weak. No. So probably want to keep the Trevenant for the most part of this, just because it's only going to be weak to the bug move. I'm assuming it has a bug move. But I will need to probably swap out if we're not going special. That's my other thinking. If I did swap out now, I could have a Screecher. And if I Screech and you're all physical, you'll do more damage. If with Fake Tears, the only one that gets the boost will be the Vile Plume. And then we can swap Maybe the ditto for the Talonflame. Yeah. Yeah, so you've got... You could also be worth swapping, like, you could take the Talonflame, maybe? Because then your first move could actually be Tailwind instead of the Trick Room while I Screech. I don't know. Who do you reckon should take the Talonflame between the four of us? I'm going to take this just so I can Screech in the next round, because I'm going to be weak anyway, whatever I have. So I might as well take Screech and then maybe Endure. But I do think we need to figure out who should take the Talonflame. But we don't want to be slower, do we? That's my thinking. And we don't want to do Trick Room and Tailwind. If we use Trick Room, we do. That's fine. Are you there, boy from Belgium? It's just trying to figure out which one is the best for Talonflame. Because if it's a physical attacker, I can Screech and then it can do more damage. We do have a chance at a gamble as well, so maybe one of us does a gamble. But are we going to take the Ditto to swap here? Yes, Ditto take the Talonflame. And then we can start do the gamble, see what we get. As always, the replacement at the end. And that can be our team. Whatever we get. We still got one more fight at the end as well. So, thank you for the follow, Moonlove. Welcome into the DAs. How are you doing? We are doing Blacephalon and Pheromosa today mostly. And we're doing one of each just to make it more interesting than just doing one, because it drives me crazy doing one. And welcome in, Hika. How are you doing? Welcome into the DAs. So you're trick proving. Okay. It also depends what Boy from Belgium did for the move as well. If he did Tailwind, it wouldn't help. But we'll see. We're going to figure this one out. I thought somebody might have attacked that turn, but we'll see what happens. How is everybody who came in and said hello? We have a little challenge going to see how many shinies we can get this month in DAs. I'm currently sat on 14, so it's not brilliant, but it'll do. 5 legendaries, which are Moltres, Heatran, Cresselia, Guzzlord, and Azelf. And we have Bird on Bird. Interesting decision, but okay. Does this not have a flying move? And it's avoiding, which is lovely. And that's probably me dead. Yep. I'm a bit confused, but never mind. What is going on? Do you not have a stronger move on this Talonflame, other than the thing it probably resists? Or not? I understand, like, the Vileplume and the Trevenant, but I understand those two moves, but I thought the Talonflame would have a, like, physical move it could start hitting with, rather than a still move against a fire type. Or is that not an option? No, I don't know. I'm a little bit confused. Because that was the plan, was for the thing to start hitting hard. It does. Yeah, so yeah, that is the one I think we can do, is use the Pollen Puff to heal. I'll have to go back to screeching again. So we're not going to do the screech strat then. That was the original plan, was for me to do screeching and you do physical moves with the Talonflame. But it keeps missing anyway, because it's rubbish. But you didn't do a physical move, you did a still move. That's what confused me. Like, you got an egg? What's the egg for, boy from Belgium? Because now, like, we've lost 2 lives. And I don't really know why we needed to lose lives. To be fair, the Glalie would have died to both of those fire moves anyway, so it's not like anything's changed. But I just thought the idea was that the Talonflame was going to punch it very hard. And that was literally the plan. That's why I thought I was going to screech while you went for 3 max airstreams or something. That would hurt it a lot more than a still move. That was all. But again, we had a terrible selection to start with. Welcome in, Habibo. How are you doing? Are you a Dynamax adventurer too? So I take this and then Star can play the gamble. At the end of the day, there's no wrong outcome unless you get a Pangoro, probably. No, actually, it's not even that one. We don't want to go to the Malamar, I know that much. So what you're saying is I should have stuck to the Glalie and used Fake Tears for the flying move. No worries. But you didn't say that when we were trying to pick the team. What do we get? That can work because it's fairy. That's quad weak to bug. That's weak to fighting. That's weak, so I would go for bulk. but it's going to also be quite hard to beat. Oh, boy from Belgium. That's why I was asking the questions. So you've sort of got a better thing now, Star, at least. Because you've got the fairy move, which is still going to be very helpful. So you'll be sticking till the end, I think. The only one that might swap now will be the Ditto. If it gets to your Dynamax, we can use it in the final. If not, who's got the Dynamax at the moment? Just out of interest. Because I know we had a lot. You've also got Prankster as well, which is kind of nice. But it's not much help in this fight. In the last two, sadly. Because I don't think it's got anything that can hurt us afterwards. But you'll definitely stick. And probably just go straight for your play rough in the final. Yes. Prankster basically means status sort of moves like your light screen will always go first. That's what Prankster does. Non-attacking moves will always go first unless it's against a dark type. Which is why it's quite a nice little move to have. If it does get to your Dynamax, which I think it will be, just Dynamax and go straight for your Max Starfall. That'll do. We'll be fine with that. Yeah, I know. That's why it's one of the few times that it doesn't really help, like for the Prankster side of things. Like if you were facing, just say for example, we were facing the Trevenant, it might be quite helpful. Well, I think that's physical, but if we're facing something that's special, it would be great. And we do have the 4 at the moment, so we'll do a bit of rotation. I don't know how much longer Boy from Belgium will be around. How much longer are you around, Boy from Belgium? Because I do know you said you had plans today at some point, but I don't know when. And are you taking this to replace your Ditto? But I want to make sure that Boy from Belgium is... Okay, so we'll do one more with Boy from Belgium and then that'll be it for him for the day. So if you're happy to sit one out, Star, then we can bring you back in for the next one. And if someone else comes along... Our Boy from Belgium is going somewhere for a while, but are you happy to wait for one more round? So we'll run the same 4 this time, and then the next one you replace Boy from Belgium. That seems like it can work. I'm not actually sure how busy today's going to be. Okay, so we'll run the same team one more time, and then the next one after that, Moreland will replace Boy from Belgium. Well, it's kind of all up to... are you doing a solo one at the moment, Moreland? That's the main one. If you started the solo one, we'll just run the same team. Because, like, for example, like Star's only done 1 so far, so I don't really want to be... That's fine, like, I follow everyone else's lead slowly. The more you do, the more you sort of learn what's best. And when you're in there, you sort of start seeing certain moves that are helpful, so it's what we learn from doing these. This is quite effective, so I should do this. It's It's riskier, but it's going to have to do. Okay, it was Boy from Belgium's Dynamax. That Talonflame really confused me with where all the Dynamaxes were. Because the next one will be Blacephalon again. It is a fun one. Oof. Are you sure about that? Do you really need to do so? And we confused it. Which was nice. You sure you're going to do a max flare here? It would have been perfect if you didn't get the shot in after all of that build that this thing's going to be the big thing. And this is why we like doing these DAs, because they're relatively easy in the final. It's not like sitting there and scratching your head, how do I beat Zygarde? But good luck on the shinies, everyone. The other side of this is if somebody does get the Pheromosa or Blacephalon shiny, we will probably move to go only to the other one. But we'll see how things are going. And work our way through it all, like we always do. And as we say, we are 4 days since a shiny in these. Now, that doesn't look like a shiny. Nope. Nope. And that is not a black dress. Nothing for me. Nothing for Boy from Belgium. Or Star. And we'll do a Blacephalon to end Boy from Belgium's little run. And it is up. I think Moorland has started a solo one, so there is going to still be a space in this one. And as we said, Boy from Belgium has got to leave soonish anyway. So there will be 2 spots open for this one. As we say, it might be easy just to run the same team. And then the next one, we said we've got Moorland coming in. Like, if anyone else wants to, then we can do more rotations. It's not a problem. Like, if we do one with one team, the next with another team. If there's 5 people, we just go down the list and just move someone out each time. So maybe get 2 in a row each, give or take. So it's up to you, Star, Habibu, Moorland. Anyone, if you can jump in this one, then. It is for our Ghost Pennywise demon thingy. Probably the best description you'll hear of Blacephalon any day this week. And eventually I will have to start going Burmy hunting, which is always fun. Let's have a quick look here. I believe Moorland has stepped out anyway of the chat, so if you want to, just jump in. Like, I think he was going to do one on his own and then come back. So you might as well take the last spot. I think we'll just keep Star for the last one. Like, just so you know, for this we would like water, dark, ground, rock, and non-ghost type ghost moves, basically. But that's pretty much what we want. If we go for a full water team, Max Geyser does most of the work. We just had a dream run with this where we had all ground, um, so we got two very good starters. I'm probably still going to go Golduck. I would just maybe stick with all the waters. Okay. Like Marstop's got both covered. But so just water or tool. Like Max Geysers should do most of the work. Water. And we're just going to make this easy as we can on the way up. So we pick the easiest route. We don't need to complicate this one. Even though it would be really nice to get the two on the right. But Flareon is also pretty good. I'm thinking Flareon, Altaria, and then the rock one. Just because it'll be easy to beat all the way around. Just do your water moves because I will max Geyser. You two both have an ice move, so I would stick to your ice moves for the second battle because we got an Altaria. The only person that might swap is Boy from Belgium, may go into this, but it's not worth it if we're going to take on a rock type a bit later. So I don't think we need to swap anybody out on this run. To be honest, this is like the perfect team for this battle. I know you could be bulkier for the water types, and we could see health at the end, depending on how both the water types are doing, or three of them are doing, and take the rock type into the final. But Boy from Belgium, are you going to do an attack? Hey, Regice. When did they start putting them in there? This is the 58 of the day. And as we've seen, it is apparently a DA weekend. So it's one of those, I don't know if we're going to get very, very busy or there's going to be too many people doing DAs. So everyone sort of goes towards the slightly bigger people. So now we put the rain up, or the water up, or the water move should do more, and the fire move should do a lot less. And if you get a cheeky little burn, which you can't on a fire type, does Nidoqueen have any ice or rock moves? Just out of interest. I know, that's the other side of it, but some people will always stick to the same sort of streamers. Like, I've noticed it doesn't matter what some streamers play, their audience like to watch them play games, not necessarily the games they're playing. And with Pokemon, I found it's very much, everyone tends to have 3 or 4 that they really like watching, and then they sort of, if they're not online, they're not on Twitch. But we'll see. Like, we've got plenty of time. What have we done? An hour and a half so far. And the fact that we've already got a full team is nice. We've done days when we've had just 1s or 2s or 3s. So when you've got a team of 4, it's nice to run them because the more you do, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the more you're more confident on your own as well, doing DAs. No, you'll learn certain Pokemon you think would not be good that you can take into battles. It would be a nice one. I've only ever had 2 shiny Eevees. And I caught Sylveon, didn't I? In my sandwich challenge, but I made one an Umbreon for another challenge, so I've got one that's free. Now, if you don't Dynamax Boy from Belgium, if we need to, we can get Dragon to Dynamax with an Ice Punch. But just spam your ice moves. I may even Screech so your Ice Punch does more. I'm pretty sure I'm faster than you. I know it's not much help for the water tool, but it'll help though a sponge. But we will knock this out pretty quickly. Yes, there's no point doing any of the hell because it won't affect it. Yeah, I know. It's a nice battle, this one. This is the perfect example of where you've got the perfect starting for, where you just need to find the easiest route rather than trying to overcomplicate things and think that something could be slightly better in the final. See, it's always the ground type that's the problem in these battles. Always knew it was. If we had taken a full water team, we would have been fine. Did think that would do a little bit more, but okay. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, never mind. Easiest routes or shinies you want, pretty much, yeah. It's better to do the shinies you want when you're playing solo, because you don't really mind if you win or lose. But for the most part, we've got everything we need to make this an easy run. Boy from Belgium's vanished again. Oh, there he is, he's back. I don't know whether Robin's going to do some Zekrons later today, but they have been a lot of fun. We have found some ridiculous combinations to win that match. No, we won the other day with a Zato in our team, just because we decided to simple P. Which was a bit of fun. I will probably just attack at the end because I should do more damage if we haven't won this round. We are taking on a rock type next, I believe is our best option. So feel free to Dynamax at the beginning star. It's not a problem. I try to push for Dynamaxes to push us in the right direction for the Dynamax ourselves in the final. So if we finish it in 3 turns with you Dynamaxing, I can set up the rain quickest in the final. So if I can set up the rain, it will neutralise the fire moves a lot, which is kind of big for us. 5 HP. Are you going to swap? Or will we survive whatever the rock type was? You've gone for HP and you'll take the rock type, I believe. So we want to just take on the Lichen Rock. Now we should beat it relatively easy. As I say, if you do Dynamax, you will get the Max Geyser up too, so that's pretty nice. We can get some items. There we go, an expert belt. That's even more help. And this is the daytime Lichen Rock, isn't it? So it's got not as good a moves. But I think it has Excel Rock, which will be very helpful if we need it. Or it could just be used straight from the start, to be honest. Get some Chippy in early. And we don't need to be complicated here. Let's just all attack. We've got 3 rounds of water and a floating cloud. So not going to do too much, but it will do the damage we need. Now, I will start with Aquajet then. I don't think Brian will do as much first turn. I need it to take some damage. But I might be wrong with that. It was a bit of a guess, honest. let's see if we can get the easy sweep here. Let's have a quick look on the main part of Twitch. See if the DAs have taken off yet. When I looked before we started streaming, there wasn't many people doing them, so it wasn't too bad. Categories, but then there is actually some VGC today in Seville, so a lot of people are probably watching that. We're number 3 on the list, so that's pretty nice. Yep, leftovers going to be nice to have. I might as well just stick with this, to be honest. Just see if it'll finish it off. But no, that has not been done. No, I didn't quite do enough damage. I thought I would. And you've got Rain Dish actually on this as well, which helps with your War Turtle. I believe it has Rain Dish, so when the rains up you will get healing and leftovers. So, double whammy for you. Let's see how many shots this Blacephalon will take to beat. As we said, I do have the Dynamax, so I will go straight into the more powerful of my max guys, as Boy from Belgium will probably use Excel Rock, but he may use Howl, I don't know. May even risk a Stone Edge. But he's got to decide what he wants to take first. Not swapping out, okay. I thought he would have. I think he forgot what we're facing. At least it's not weak to anything. Just don't think it can hurt very much. I think he thought we were facing the... Okay, I was surprised you didn't swap, because it would have been more helpful than your Cloud. Or did you not catch the Lycanroc? Because I thought for sure that Excel Rock would be nice to have, just as a backup. Okay, so what's the plan with the Altaria then? Just out of interest. Or is it just that it's bulkier? Is that why you think it's best? Okay. And I also have Swift Swim, so I'll probably be the fastest on the field next round. But let's see how well this goes. The water, and another round of water. I was hoping we could have got that in one. Thought for sure we would have been fine. So that's your leftovers, and I think you had the Rain Dish in there somewhere. I believe I should be faster now. My ability makes me faster in the rain. Nope, still slow. Okay, fine. Easily done. Good luck on the shinies then. That is 5 done, 5 wins. And let's see if one of us can get a shiny before the end of stream. That's that new challenge, I think. 1 shiny before the end of stream. this selection, what would I like? Can't remember what else we faced. The cloud, the dog, and what was the first thing we faced? I can't remember. The Flareon. Is that a shiny Flareon? No, it's not. That's not a yellow cloud. And that is not a dancing shiny cloud, sadly. Nothing for me. Nothing from Boy from Belgium. I will set up a Ramosa, and whoever wants to join can jump in. I don't know if he's actually still here. Has he come back? No, he's not actually in the chat at the moment. So if you did want to squeeze one more in, probably can, but I can't see him in the chat. Okay, we won't start till the end because we're going to have a little bit of an ad. I don't know who that is, but whatever. Boy from Belgium's got a new account. But whatever. We've got a team of 4. The new person can join. And we want Flying, Fairy, and Fire are our best 3 options. I'll just wait for Dragon to say that they're back before we start. So he's just going to get a drink. I don't want to press start and him not get what we would like as the best Pokemon. Flying is the best because it's quad effective. That's the main thing to look for. So what if you can get a good flying type, you'll do about half damage. Ghost types are not too bad to have because it's immunity to the physical moves. Have a good day, Boy from Belgium, and thank you for coming in today. Oh, the other person left. So we are back down to the 3. Someone else is using the same code as us. We've had it before. We were doing this code and we kept joining some form of Asian language teams run. So if we get that again, I will be changing the code to something else. I just find it quite easy because it's literally spinning around the dial tone on the phone. But I haven't seen Dragon come back yet. That's why we're waiting, just to make sure he's back and ready to go. But we are in the Adlands. So I do have to start considering going to half an hour ads. I don't know. Okay, we will start then. Okay, so what do we have? We do have the fire move. So the electrics would be good to take for the final, I guess. We have Martin. We want to see some flying types on this run. We have one. We have a flying type. What else do we have? Right. Water ground, psychic. We don't want that. We don't want that. This is not a good selection. We'll go for water. We'll go water, ground, I think. I'm thinking water, then ground at the moment. Because the sand slash has a good set of moves. Yeah, well, you've done the perfect example of what I will say is helpful at the beginning. If you know we want flying types, you pick something that's strong against a flying type. So that's how I sometimes pick my starters. If you've got nothing that's good against the final, which you didn't have an option for, we pick something that's going to be very good at the stuff we want to catch en route. That's how I trade it. I know some people don't, but because we knew flying was our best option, we can get 2 electric types is perfect. The biggest problem we've got is not that anybody has picked wrong. We need to really get rid of Lipard if we can, and the Tocodumaro. They're probably our weakest 2 links. And I've forgotten which Stunfisk you've got. I always forget which is which. Yeah, well, that's fine as well. Like, at least if it's not weak, it can take a hit here and there. Like, even though I've got Clefairy, it's not perfect because the only move it's got is fire. You know, I can never remember which one has Metal Sound more. If it has Metal Sound, it's perfect to keep that to the very end. The other little side thing you could always do when you're stuck like you would be for your picks is sometimes look at whether there's something with Screech, Metal Sound, Acid Spray or Fake Tears, because then you've got something that can weaken a defense, which is always very helpful whenever you do runs. But again, what we had on that list was terrible for Pheromosa, if we're being honest. The only one I think that has a special effective move is me with a mystical fire. So it's not great. I know Lipard does have play rough, but it is extremely weak to fighting. And I don't know if it's faster or not. But I am ideally we want the Tocodumaro to take this. Yeah, so you will definitely need to swap it out, really. You could swap into this if you want. It's up to you, really. Shall we see what the computer wants to do first? Will the computer be nice? Okay, so you might as well swap into this because you've got a water move that'll be very helpful here. Because I think we should go for the sand shrew, but it's... or should we go items? You know what? It's such a difficult choice, really, because we've got 2 weak. I think we can just about get this. And after this, we will go into the Skarmory. That'll be our best bet. So ideally, we would let Dragon Dynamax here, because I don't think the Scumfisk has anything special effective here. Or does it? If it does, go for it. If it doesn't, don't bother. It's not really when you do these runs, it's not the worst thing if something is great or not. You can go for it, just go for it, because it will boost the water moves as well for the War Turtle at the end of the day. At the end of the day, all you want to do is weaken it. I think it's special, so I imagine that Sand Slash has a bad special defense. and I might start life dewing after the first round. I probably could have done it this round. But you should be able to survive one hit. It's the Toko Demara I keep worrying about being not much help, because it's quad weak, but it has sturdy. So the ideal situation is the computer takes this. I think the rest of us could be okay for now. Again, it's not a dream team for this final, but... And what we could try to do is swap out the Stunfisk or the Wartortle for the Skarmory. That'll be the dream one because you'll get the fighting move, which will be big. Not fighting, flying move. And I should be able to hurt it with my moves. So I've got Mystical Fire. I don't want to use too many on the Skarmory. But it's going to have to be done. I think we want to try to get the computer to take it first. That's the dream scenario. Because I'd rather one of you two have the Skarmory. Because I don't really want the Toko Demaro in the final. If I'm honest. Because it is weak to the fighting. This isn't too bad, Sand Slash, for like movesets. Oh yeah, for that, for the final year. It's not much help either way. It's annoying because the Toko Tomorrow's one shot, which is what we were hoping to avoid. We do get items at the end, which can help. But for the most part, we're not good against most of what we're going to face here. But we do have 4 lives for one more round because I'm sure it will attack the Toko tomorrow. The other thing is, if it does go in with 1 HP, the computer could attack that and not us, which is good. If we get lucky with the paralyze on the electric move is good. I've got a fire move. I know I don't have the bonus, but whatever. And Tokidamara will probably be faster, so that could also get a nuzzle off if we're lucky. I personally think whoever is... We'll see where we are for Dynamaxes and health-wise, because the dream scenario is that it could have Dynamaxed. But then, if I Dynamax and use the fire move, the Wartortle's water moves are useless. So, and it's pretty frail. I have to remember to look for an Eviolite. That's the key thing. And if you do keep the Wartortle, that's a key thing for you as well. So there's that. That's going to be pretty much all we can do here, just whittle it down more than anything else. It's going to get very fast. Right. I'm tempted to actually do a bit of support work here. So I'm actually going to start life during. Try and get everybody's health back up, just in case we have to take Toko Demaro into the final. I think between the 3 of you, you're going to do enough damage. At the moment, computer's going to be next, that's the thing. And I do have the fire move, which I could take it. I'll see where we are. See how everybody's HP is. You have to remember I'm going to be the only one that can do super effective damage. If I'm the only one that can do super effective damage, it could be a little bit longer. Which is not ideal for everyone. If I can get Stunfisk back to full health, I can attack on the next turn. But I'm going to have to do another life dew. Just to be sure. Might as well get everyone to max health. Yeah, I knew it would do something to us. Despite being paralysed. Will you knock it out? Not quite. That's good. That's worked out nicely. We're max health going into the final between the three of us. And we also do remember Tokutomaro has Sturdy, which is also better than we give it credit for this. I need to see what its flying move is first, before deciding who's best. If it's... I just want to see the flying move. If it's... I'm still thinking potentially I am really not completely sure, to be honest, because all three of us could benefit from it. But if I don't get an Eviolite, I'm not helpful. It is Fly, so that's not terrible, but you can't use it first turn, so I would say Star, you take this. Because I will let you Dynamax. I will have to use one of the other moves first turn, while you can use Fly first turn. And I won't Dynamax when it gets to me, because that's when you'll hit your Fly. Make sure you look for an Eviolite dragon. Okay, I did not get the Eviolite. I'm going to take this for now. Yeah, so you go straight for Fly from the first go, because even if it does target you, it will miss you first turn. Then you can Dynamax. While I can Mystical Fire, I can do some big damage. And Tokutomaro could be the target, I don't mind. The one that didn't need it got it. Never mind. Part of me was tempted to do Reflect, but I think it's one we can do enough damage to. Me and Dragon are in danger. That's the main thing. Oh good, you did get it. But that was the other reason why Tokutomaro is not terrible. Because now you can fly. Even if you miss, you're safe. Well, you would have been safe if it didn't get hit. I don't know what the best move for Wartortle is, but I'm not bothering. You know what, I'm going to cheekily put this Reflect up. Now that I know that I'm going to be faster. I thought I would be faster. Can't believe it's that fast. Okay, you missed. Never mind. We've got you in the position to Dynamax now, so that's going to be helpful. And I don't think it can do enough damage to knock us out 3 times. So... as in for your character, or for me, or for anyone else? Because this should knock it out, this max airstream, I think. And your max health, I cannot see it doing enough to damage you twice. even if it loses Paradise. Yeah, it's more of an all-rounder War Turtle, isn't it? It's not brilliant for anything, like, but it does enough to survive most things. Yep, that bounced off you, even if it does make itself stronger. Now you're definitely faster, but you are going to be slightly weaker. Who's it going for? You again. Barely an inconvenience, was it? And that should be game over. There we go. GG, and good luck on the shinies. So this one's sort of easier than Blacephalon because you have the quad strength to it. Blacephalon, I don't think there's any moves that do 4 times effective damage to it. It's weak to a lot more, but that's about it. So you both happy to run another one? I haven't seen Morland come back yet, so I'm not sure. Let's check our shinies then. No, no, and no to the Pheromosa. We can do the Pennywise monster next. The only other one I've got on my list is Stack Attacker. So if you did fancy Stack Attacker, we could try that one. That one's more up to you. The main reason I don't run that normally is because Boy from Belgium actually has that shiny, so that's why I haven't been running it recently. But I'm happy to run it if you want to. It's mainly weak to fighting and ground. So it's quad weak to fighting and ground. So it's a pretty confidently easy one to beat. It's got very bulky, but we want fighting ground and we'd be fine. Your backups are more water and grass. Yeah, Stack Attacker is rock steel. If we go with my theory of what to get en route, you can, from your starting selection, like Sidekick is good for your fightings, Water is a good one because one, it's good against the Stack Attacker still, and it is also good against your ground types. If we go ground, we basically want to avoid the usual suspects that are weak, so no fairy, poison, stuff like that. But one of the surprisingly good ones is actually Garboda. We've used it before because it's got Drain Punch. Let's just double check. Nobody else who does Dynamax is in the chat, so we'll just go with the 3 of us for now. Yeah, ground and fighting is perfect. You're not going to be the right types. I don't even know what's good to take here. I'm going to take this for now. So Mantine can work because it has water, and it'll be good against ground. And yeah, we didn't have the nicest picks there, to be honest. That's not our fault. So what do we have here? I did not see a single one then. Well, there is a ground up there, but we got to be careful with the route that we take, I think. So the teapot, what is the ground type? It's not the best. Okay, so both sides aren't ideal. Like the El Creamy is hard to beat. I need to double check the moves on the next 2. Now I know I'm not the best here, But one of the backups is if the water moves are special, I do have metal sound, which is going to be helpful. I am going to metal sound, so if you do have special moves, just go for whatever's strong. I'm not Dynamaxing because I can't do anything, but if you want to Dynamax the bug, do that next turn for max darkness. That's going to be our best bet. We can gamble as well. As we said, like the water moves are a good backup. The worst thing about it is, while Mantine was a good option, it's still going to be weak to the rock, I think. But that's fine. Like, we can get through it. I'm still going to metal sound, so your special moves should do a lot more. So carry on with your water special moves. It should do more this time. And this meteor beam thing is going to hurt a lot when it hits. So be prepared to probably win this round. Especially if you are doing max darkness, it should weaken its special attack or defense. I can never remember. So this is where I come into my zone of not remembering the best moves, because I can't remember the ultimate special effects of all of the side moves. So this is going to help everyone out as well. And the meteor beam thing is so strong normally. So it should be at about -5 special defense. Very good. I always forget them all. The amount of time, even though this is what, nearly 340 DAs in this month alone, I still forget what all the max moves do. I know the airstream makes you faster, and the knuckles makes attack go up, but I always forget the rest. And it's doing the chippy. This should knock it out, and there is our teapot beat. Hello, Ox, welcome in. We only have 3 at the moment, so you are welcome to join in if you want. We are doing Ultra Beasts pretty much today. We've got a bit of a mixture between Blacephalon, Pheromosa and Stack Attacker. This is our first Stack Attacker of the day, because the previous person that was with us has already got Stack Attacker shiny, so we weren't going to do it. But now we can. I wouldn't say anyone really needs to take this. It's not great. We got the gamble we can take. Let's just see what we've got next. So we have Fairy, which is a Fairy bug. So I have a Steel, we got Poison, we got Flying, so we might as well take on the Fairy. This is also something that could be quite good in the final. If you want to gamble, you can. I'll probably get Starter Stick for now. So if you want to gamble Dragon, you can, but it's not necessarily needed. No worries though. If you ever join someone who has the Ultra Beast, you can always save the pass. Like, I have not unlocked the Ultra Beast in this save. But because I've played with people with Ultra Beast, that's how you unlock them. If you don't want to do the story stuff. But there's no worries. Have a good day if you are after the normal legendaries. Angoro is good, so now we need to swap a lot. I'm just going to attack then, because it may do coaching here. I think it has Bullet Punch, and it has Hammer Arm, which is kind of dangerous, because it lowers its defense. So it is not great against what we're facing now. Just for the sake of not letting the computer change out of this, we will probably need someone to take this. just to be sure. I don't really need to stick around now. So it's either me or the other bug. One of the bugs needs to take this bug. I'm thinking probably the poison one. Yeah, you're probably going to keep the Mantine till the end, just because of the options that we have. Sadly, if we had a few better options. I was actually going to see whether Stack Attacker has any spread moves. Moveset. Yes, of course, I can't spell. Let's have a look. Oh no, I'm on Cerebi and it always crashes. Oh no. I think this might have a grass move as well. No, but again, it does have... Yeah, you would be best to take this. Let's see what the ground type actually is first before we decide. And we're both relatively weak, but I could Metal Sound. Can you check what type of moves, physical or special, your Mantine has for me? Please. Rock Slide. So there is something that could work out in our favour here. So if you target your special moves, so this could be our plan for this final fight. Dragon take this. I will then, in the final, you wide guard first turn, and I will Metal Sound, and then hopefully I can Metal Sound a second time, and you can then do special attack water move on it, and Dragon can just spam the ground moves all the way through. I think that will work best for us. Yeah, you can. And hopefully if you can do fake tears as well for us, then we'll have it at -6 special defense drop. So then hopefully you can use the water pulse on the next go. Well, we might as well cripple its defense first. I'm pretty sure I'm faster still, so that's not a problem. There are berries next, so we don't need to worry too much about healing. I think you're stuck in the Adlands. And then dive. Okay. Who's it going for? Mist. Lovely. Coaching. Yeah, that's what I thought it would do. Let's see. So we're both at +6, so it's completely... You could probably pollen puff if you want. I don't think I have any special moves, which is a problem for me. But... And what the hell, let's just attack. I think Water Pulse should do a large amount of damage now. So then I'll be full health for this final. Stack Attacker will also be quite slow. Yeah, so there's that. If it is your Dynamax dragon in the final, just do it. I can't remember which way around you two are. I was hoping the Pangoro might have attacked. And we've missed it Y1, annoyingly. But it happens. We'll beat it this turn. So what we could do is try to wide guard a couple of times. Just don't need to worry about it. Just use water gun or water pulse. We'll knock it out. It's not going to make any difference. Between us all, we'll do enough to knock the rest of this little bit of health out. It's a bit frustrating. It would have been nice if you could have had the thing on your go, but the ground move is stronger. That's the key thing. I don't think we need to Dynamax for the ground move, so that'll be fine. We'll go with what we're doing. Like, between me and Dragon, we're both got a little bit of a weakness. I think Dragon takes this. And Dragon's just going to spam Stomping Tantrum. If you want, you could do one Crush Claw first turn, because that weakens its defense. But if you can wide guard with your Mantine first turn for us, that'll stop the Rock Slide doing too much damage. The other moves are not as bad on the free human characters, at least. I will start Myrtle Sounding, and then once I've done 2, then you can just start attacking, because it's also very slow, this. So 1 round, do 2 rounds of wide guard, and I think it should be on your Dynamax on round 3. So on round 3 you can Dynamax into the special move. But if it's Dragon can go straight for the Max Quake. It's not going to make too much difference. So you'll see just how much damage we do. Like, 1 Crush Claw should now lower its defense more, and between those two they should win, if I'm honest. Okay, so that's not much to worry about, is it? I don't think. Okay, just made itself faster. So if you want to do 1 more wide guard to stop the Rock Slide, if it goes for one of us, it's not the worst problem. And now both Pangoro and Sandslash can probably do physical this turn and do more damage. Like, we'll see if it does Hammer Arm, that is. And that's helpful because Brutal Swing and Rock Slide. What are you going for? So that might knock it out. No? Okay. So just all out attack now. Just to hit it. It doesn't really make much difference. I think we've won. I'm just going to do an attack because it doesn't really matter. If it does do rock, like, get the nice little paralysis. Wow. And there we go. We all managed to hit it once to beat it, so it's a GG, and good luck with the shiny. See, normally at the beginning of this month I would have told you just to spam your water moves at the beginning. Yeah, I would have said spam your water moves, and we probably would have got hit by that Brutal Swing, do a little bit of chippy, might have got knocked out by a Rock Slide, but sometimes it's that one step further back and you can sort of plan even more. It's lovely when it all comes together. But did we get a shiny? Yes, we did. We got a shiny teapot. Did we get any more shinies? No, we didn't. Now, how do I know which type of teapot this is? And now I've got to do work on the side. Shall we have a look at our little teapot and see whether it is the rare type? I don't think I've got the item. Isn't it already the evolution? That is the evolution. Because it's the teacup, isn't it, before this? You've got to sort of make it... No, okay. Yes, go we Gyarados. How was it that I can look at? Nope, X. It's X to check the markings. Nope. How do I get you to turn around? What do I have to go and do? I haven't actually unlocked the following mechanics yet, which is kind of fun. I would have to go into a camp, I guess. We'll have a little look. Can you come here, please, little teapot? No, Gyarados, go away. Stop being the main character in this story. Now, can you, like, do anything up here? Nope. Change toy. Nope. Toy to the ball. I don't know if I can actually look underneath it anyway. Are you going to get the ball? Well, it seems happy. Are you going to show me whether you're normal or not? Well, I don't know. We'll have to look at that later. So, I will let you two decide which one you would like to do out of those three. I'm open to all three. You've seen now, all three are relatively easy. So, whichever one of you puts in the chat is the one we're going to do next. Fine, we'll do Blacephalon. Okay, it is up and ready for you to join. If anyone else wants to join, feel free to jump on in. I'm going to quickly do my minor edit here. Yeah, they only were interested in normal legendaries as such. So, it's not a problem. Like, where everybody sort of, if it is this like special DA event, everybody's going to be sort of looking for the ones they only really want to do, which is fine. I don't have a problem. I'd rather somebody come in, say hello, and then leave, if that makes sense. And not be rude, just sort of say, okay, you haven't got what I want, I'm going to head off, rather than say, do the one I want to do. I've seen people have customs and people be very aggressive. I'm leaving it open just in case somebody comes in, and just so I can find my shiny teapot. We remember what we need on here. Dark water, ground. Submit that. And then save. Does it do a quick change. Barely even noticed it happen. Right, let's go then. See, it's been one of those where this is the thing I probably most wanted shiny, and it's the one I'm not getting anywhere near getting. So that's a good start. The Electabuzz is not horrendous, but it's more about, as we say, looking for something that could work. Like, the Electabuzz does have Helping Hand, so what, me or everyone else? Right. Of course they took the Steel type, didn't they? So we're going to go right. Purely because we would like that Drapion. Quagsire, and we can take the Mantine again at the top corner. That'll probably be our best. No worries. Thank you for joining in. I might only do 1 or 2 more. I'm not completely sure. So if you do want to spam, yeah, I know that we have that horrible luck ourselves. If you want to spam Helping Hand on me, you can. Because I'm going to go for the max Starfall. I'm slightly scared of the Drapion though. So I don't think it's the best. I would potentially say the Celio take this, and then we can Helping Hand against the Drapion as well. I think that'll be our best bet to make it a bit smoother. And then the Electabuzz take the Drapion. See, love Helping Hand. It's such a nice one. I know Celio does have water moves, but it is also ice. This does have a water move, and it doesn't have any weaknesses to... Actually, it does have Zen Headbutt. But I think we need this more for the Drapion. And then the Electabuzz can swap into the Mantine. It's more trying to beat the Drapion that's my biggest worry with this team. Hopefully the computer could take it. If the computer wants it, let the computer take it. But I'm not in the best position to take on a poison type. But I would like to think the Electabuzz will be perfect for the Mantine at the end. Yeah, we'll let the computer try and take it. That is definitely the best option. Just out of interest now, Dragon, what are your 3 on your list? It would be good to resist it, but I thought it's got a fire move, I think, as well. So it's completely up to you, really. You'll be weak to the water as well. The flying. Yeah, Electabuzz will be great for the end. Fair enough. I thought I'd see whether you've had anything funky. So, is this... The Drapion is so good. This will be another one of... And we'll see what the computer wants. No, that's not a problem. You can Dynamax anyway now. We should probably just go for attacking here across the board. Just whittle it down because it will hurt. This is probably the hardest fight on the run. It's not a bug type though. It's dark and poison. It looks like it should be a bug. Well, the Skorupi is bug, but it swaps bug for dark when it evolves. If you get the water up, I think if it does have a fire move, at least you're taking some of the fire resistance away from it. And I can't remember what the electric moves are, but if Thunder's there, then it should help Thunder hit more accurately as well. So there's two little bits. Fair enough. It's not the end of the world. We might get lucky and get a freeze, you never know. That's fine if it wants to do that, but not to you. So Electro Web can slow it down, so if you want to spam Electro Web, you can. We'll see how much this does to see whether it's worth carrying on with Helping Hands. I would probably just go for trying to slow it down. Because if we can slow it down enough, we might get 8 attacks in before it gets another go after the next round. That's what at least have the potential of 8 attacks, shall we say. This is another case. If the computer wants this, let the computer take it. If they don't want it, I would say Dragon, take this. If possible. And it'll probably be the same for the final. We'll see what the computer wants to do if they don't take it. And we can then swap. We'll see where the Dynamax is for the final, I think. Because if the Dynamax is near me, it would be sensible if I take it for the water, but if it's nearer Star should take it. I like to get the max geysers up as soon as possible to take away the fire move damage. Is kind of important, I always find. But as we said, computer is first choice for this, second choice is Dragon. Yeah, you should Dynamax, definitely. I would imagine we'll beat it. It's a Mantine, I believe. So, you should have 4 times on it. And that's always very nice to have when you're doing these. Let's see, does the oh, no. Why, computer, why? That's actually... No, we've got too many weaknesses against that. I was checking out the Stunfisk as an option, but we'll be too weak to it. So there is part of me that wants to see if the computer will take this. Instead of Star, because you saw yourself that the Helping Hand is huge. So we'll see whether the computer wants this. And if they want it, let them have it. If they don't, then you swap. I would keep the Electabuzz for now. Because it's so weak, the Clang. Yes, we lose the Max Geyser. But we would have potentially 2 water moves going at it. Oh no, we got a dark move, so you would have your... we'll focus on dark moves. Yeah, but Lash Out is massively powerful as well. The only reason you would want the water move over the dark move is because of Max Geyser, and I think by the time it's your Dynamax it might be too late. Okay, we'll see how well we do in this battle, but we've pretty much done it in one. We've got berries to heal, and yeah, the electric move's going to knock it out next turn. So we'll let the computer be first choice for this, then Electabuzz, I think, because I do have this big rock move, which will be very helpful. I'm a tank for special defense, so I should be okay whatever happens. But I just think Helping Hand's going to be very big. So if in the final, Electabuzz should Helping Hand the Drapion. I don't even think we need to take this ourselves. The 3 we've got, we can handle it. If I'm honest. But it is safer, I guess. Computer first, then Star. That's the only swaps here, I think. So I'll try and get through 2, see whether the computer wants it. Oh, yes, keep the Electabuzz now. So what you're going to do is Helping Hand on the Drapion and just go for Lash Out Dragon from the start. It is so powerful, Dark on this type. And I will start setting up. Yep, that was the main plan. I wanted the Clink to swap like 3 goes ago. I might even do Follow Me here. I'm really tempted to, just because I know I can take most of its shots. So I am going to do Follow Me to keep you safe. And we Helping Hand Lash Out. I think it will do at least a third, maybe more. The Mantine's always going to spam that. It's mainly to protect both of you from getting hurt. Yeah, I knew it was going to go Fire Blast. And yeah, it's going to do that much. Okay, that's a good chunk of damage. If you two do the same, I'm going to risk this and just go for this. Yeah, keep spamming Helping Hand on Drapion. It hasn't had a beast boost, so I would imagine you should survive. Because the thing is, if you get attacked, you will probably die. You're too weak. But Helping Hand's the first move in any circulation, so that boost is good even if you would die. And I believe Drapion should survive one. And it is immune to the psychic move. If it does attack me, I might die. But okay, I thought you would have died to that. But that's fine. I've gone for max Rockfall as well, so this should do the rest of the damage, I think. That's how close it was. And I don't have a prior. I might actually die to the sandstorm, actually. It died to the sandstorm, I think. Or is it just alive? No, it's just alive. Right, doesn't really matter. And then we can just swing away. It would be great if there was a priority move on one of us. And we have a space, so if you want to join in, Morland. I think it's going to be just me and Dragon at the moment. Because I think Star was stepping away for a while, but if they do want to stay, they can. Yep, Mantine died. Do you have a preference on an Ultra Beast between Blacephalon, Stack Attacker, or Pheromosa? Yep, that's 2 lives. but I don't think we only lost one en route, I think. And one of us should hit it at least. Blacephalon, okay. And that's a GG, and good luck to everyone. I did just get a shiny teapot in the last run, which is very nice. Can't figure out which one it is though, because I can't figure out how to see the marking on it. So that was nice. So good luck to both of you on the shinies. Now, if you are leaving, I don't mind, but thank you for playing along. Because we didn't have Boy from Belgium here, we could do a couple of stack attackers as well. Let's see. This thing caused more trouble, but don't want that shiny. Do want this shiny. Okay. Nothing for me. No back-to-backs. Welcome back. Yes, we can save it. The only reason we wouldn't do it is if Dragon did get the shiny. Because it wouldn't be fair if we were doing the one that they couldn't. Thank you for joining us, and as always, you'll be welcome to join whenever you want. We generally go live the same sort of time. Hopefully we can get you a shiny next time. You're going Articuno. Nice. I am going to guess you didn't get a shiny here, so you're happy to do Blacephalon again. So the code is up and open for you to join for another Blacephalon run. Yeah, it's not a problem. The thing is, where we have three that I believe everybody wants all three eventually, it's nice if you can try to go for one that everybody would need rather than have someone just going through the run and not being able to catch it at the end. That's what I mean by it. But it is just the three of us this time. Considering it's meant to be a Dynamax weekend, not many people are looking to do Dynamaxes. That's what I will say. Right, we are just going to go through some ads and then we'll start the run properly. I still need to decide how long I want to make the ads. I may need to start trimming them back. Because they come on way too often. Let's just see whether anybody has found this dreaded Burmy yet. Because as soon as Burmy is discovered, we will be finally going after the next few things. But nobody has found a Burmy yet. Anybody seen a Burmy? And as always, we know we want dark, ground, rock, water if we're going to have a successful run on this. It is pretty laid back and easy to beat this thing. The only time I've lost is with the computer on my team. Because the computer sabotaged big time against me. It really annoyed me. But otherwise we're good to go with whatever. We are close to the end of the Adlands. So we'll see how well we do. I'm also kind of hunting for any sort of shinies. The more I can get, the more I can do my living decks. But because I'm trying to change the trainer ID, I'm kind of starting from scratch, if I'm honest. It's one of the weirdest sides of it all. I think I currently have about 5 of my current shiny with the right trainer ID. Right, what do we have? Absolutely nothing. Lovely. Not even something good. So I'm just going to start here. Oh, there's Heatmore. Heatmore would be quite interesting to try in this battle. But it's not a good selection. It's really not. Gastrodon would be fun. You've got water and rock and auxiliary. Of course the computer gets a chance at the best thing. And it doesn't take it. What did the computer take? Oh, it did take the auxiliary. Okay. So it's pretty much me and Moorland that need to swap. So we have a Barrascuda, Dreadnought there, and I guess we could take the fighting, or should we take? Now there is another rock at the top. That was I was just saying what the other rock was. It'd be nice if we had a full team of water for this, because then we can just go through the water, the rock types as well pretty easily. I'm not going to Dynamax here. What am I going to go for? I will just try to get the decrease on this. See, I think I will probably take this already. Because then when it comes to dealing with the rock types, we're going to have 3 water types. That should deal with it relatively smoothly. But there wasn't much I could do against this. I was just looking for a defense drop. So you have what, Miltank or Barrascuda shiny? I just want to double check what the next rock type is at the top. See whether it's better. But I think that's Dreadnought though, this rock, isn't it? So that would be better. But then we don't want to go... I need to see what the top one was as well. I didn't really pay attention to the second in on the left. Because if we've got a good team, we don't really want to go through a fighting type with a water team, if we're honest. That's the only thing that we should be careful of. And I do have lots of shiny Dreadnoughts. So could it be an option that we actually take the normal type and the rock type at the top? We need to look at what the fighting type is, I think, before we commit to which one's next. Because if the normal's easy to beat, and if it's a Galarian Linoon or Obstagoon, that's actually better against, because it can only be hit by the fire move. The other 3 moves can't do anything to it. And we found that out ourselves when we were doing them before. But we'll see. We'll have a look before we commit to anything. I will take this for now. Because we want to keep those 2 water types anyway. Hello, Sleeping Bean. How are you doing? Well, welcome to our Dynamaxes. What's the normal type? The normal type is that. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Like, welcome in as well. We're mainly doing Ultra Beasts at the moment, which is a bit of fun, to be honest. This only works once, doesn't it? Good work. I'll take them for now. So we've got Blacephalon, Pheromosa, and Stakataka on the run. We currently have only got one shiny today, which was my Poltergeist, which was a very nice shiny. I don't know if it's the rare one or not. I cannot figure out how to check it. Are you a Dynamax adventurer? Or are you after anything in particular, like DA-wise? I heard that it's meant to be Dynamax Adventure Weekend, but I'm not sure what that means. I don't currently have that on any of my lists. Sorry. Don't know if anyone else in the team has. Warland, do you have Solgaleo? Blacephalon? Fair enough. So we don't have one that we can get hold of quickly to do, sorry. We seem to have run into Solgaleo a lot when we've been doing randoms. We've been trying to find a Zygarde path on with someone else. And every time we sort of coming to these DAs, we do the randoms and we always seem to find Solgaleo. But nobody's been saving up too much because it's a difficult one to do on your own. And most of our lists are ones that you can do solo. So, sorry we couldn't help with that. Because we're in a bit of a challenge just to see how many DAs we can do in a month. And how many shinies we can get in a month. And we're currently at 344 with 15 shinies, which seems like it's not quite enough. Anyway, Dragon, are you going to take this? I think that's probably best. You will? What were you? You're the Gastrodon. Okay. Oh no, Moreland. I thought you were the Gastrodon. I thought you were the non-water type. You're the tree ghost. And then we've got to get through the fighting type, which does hit very hard. I'm hoping the computer can just spam Scald. That is going to probably be our best bet for that battle. If they can, it is great. If they can't, it's sort of bad luck for us, really. But if you did want to join in any of the Ultra Beasts, we do have one spot open at the moment. Where we will do at least one more on Blacephalon, but I'm not sure if it's going to be one or two more. And it also depends if anyone on the team gets the shiny. If someone gets the shiny, we will have to move on to the next one. But I'm hoping to start doing Gen 5 DAs tomorrow. I really want to get into the Gen 5 ones. I can't start until something else is done. As soon as that is done, I can get going into them. But I can't catch any of the shinies until I've done that. Just top up the drinks, because that's the thing we need the most when we're doing DAs. Stay hydrated, as they say. Right, I'm not taking that. So when it comes to health at the end here, I think we need to be slightly cautious that while Gastrodon is bulky, if the computer tries to swap, I would say take this over the Gastrodon. It is Charger Bug. And the only reason I will say that is it does have a water move. And hopefully you can Dynamax here, Morlan, so that Dragon has the Dynamax in the final. As I always say, I like to make sure we can get the Max Geyser up as soon as possible. But if we miss it, we miss it. It's not the end of the world. But if your health is the same as what it is or lower in the Gastrodon, I would definitely swap out just for health more than anything else. That seems to be the best option. I don't know who that is. Who is this? Oh no. You could get it, but you're also very slow. The last thing you want is to play that game of, if I don't get hit. I don't think we did get items, I think. Yeah, because I've got leftovers, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Problem is I can't do very much to this. It's up to whether you lot can bulk hit it. So the thing is, this does have a water move, which can be helpful. You might have got a berry or something, I don't know. If you did get a berry, you might have used it already. Or like a seed or something. But no, you wouldn't have used the seed, I don't think. Because we have a look in a minute. Does it? Can we see what items? You do have a shell bell. I'm not sure. Well, I kind of would rather have the artillery than the Grappalot, if I'm honest. That's why I think if the computer wants to swap, take it. If they don't want to swap, keep what you've got. Because I don't think Gastrodon's attack is that strong. You'll be able to Dynamax into Max Geyser, which will help the rest of us as well. But if you are a bit weaker and it does target you, you will go down very quickly. But then it does have Zen Headbutt. I don't know. We'll see what the computer wants to do. That'll be the computer does want it. We could let the computer take it, or it's difficult when there's like we've all got a water move. That's going to be kind of big. And just go straight into Max Geyser, and you should be fine. And then it will boost our water moves. I know you're probably the slowest on the field, so it's not great first turn for us. But after that we'll be okay. I might try something a little bit riskier here and actually go for Endure. because I don't think it's going to get 2 rounds in, and if it does attack me, I will survive, but it's also risky. I might as well get damage done first. Get damage. Because I'm sure the computer will be smart and use a water move, right? Because the artillery has a sniper, I think, so that should increase critical hit chances. Which is also kind of helpful. So even that did a ridiculous amount for a weaker move. And I knew it was going to attack me, so it doesn't matter. At least it attacks someone that's already done the damage. I would like to think between the 3 of you, a water move each will beat this. That's good. And one more. It's close, it's very close. This should be the hardest hitting one, so... Not quite. Not quite. Do we have a priority move? No, I had the priority move. It will probably get 2 goes here, so let's just be cautious of that. I don't think we lost a life en route, though. So we should get a move in fast. Dragon's here checking out his shinies already. Speed? Can I get you speed? Zen headbutt? Okay, that's fine. And mystical fire. Okay. That's a GG. So that is 9 Dynamaxes and 9 wins today. So good luck with your shinies. One of my dream situations is trying to get to 400 this month. But we're definitely going to do one more after this. I'll be at 3, 4, 5 after today, if I don't join anyone else's. I believe Corey's going to do some later, so I might join Corey. I don't know if that's morning time or evening time for him. But let's see. No. Thank God, not another Dreadnought. That's going to be one of the best shinies to get, I think. But this would have been better. But nothing for me. If we can do one more. And unless one of you got that shiny. Doesn't sound like it. And it is ready for you to join. As we say, this will be the 10th of the day, and probably the last one. Let's just have a quick look on Twitch and see how things are going. Morland, did you know it was DA weekend? Let's just see if there's many people doing a lot of DAs. No, it's still very quiet. So I don't really know what's going on, really. Apparently it is, which is meant to mean a lot of people are doing DAs. But I don't know. But as we said, this will be my last one. And we'll go and take you to someone else doing DAs afterwards. D&D is so tempting. The Sea King is lovely. the Trudgigan or the Pinch Urchin. They're both nice. And of course the computer took the one bad one. Right. So, what do we think is best here? A lot of normal types. Not the worst thing to take. It is a Relicanth, which is very hard to beat. Or Golduck. What's the normal there? Oranguru. Oh, I think we go right. I would take the Oranguru. Okay. If that water is... Hello Corey, welcome in. I didn't see what the water was, to be honest. I was thinking, because this thing is horrible to deal with. And the Oranguru has Instruct, which is absolutely amazing. The best move in DAs. And the fact that we've got a Pinch Urchin that is weak to this. I will not be Dynamaxing. Are your moves physical? Water moves. Actually. Waterfall is. Hydro Pump I think is. And Steenie's Truck. You know what? I am going to Dynamax. And use Shadow Ball to weaken its defense. I was just talking about you doing DAs today. What sort of time are you looking to do your DAs? I managed to get a shiny, which is one more shiny than Boy from Belgium today. I'm winning. Yes, I thought you said in your Discord you were going to do some DAs today. Because apparently it's a DA special weekend or something. I'm not completely sure. I didn't understand that was a thing. Apparently it is. Because I'm probably finishing off after this one, because we've done... Well, we're just about to hit 3 hours. And we've done 10 DAs today. We've won all 9 we've finished. Which is very nice. I would probably consider swatching the Pinch Urchin for this, if I'm honest. If that was an option. They're definitely... I've been looking like for most of my stream, and the Sword and Shield category has not gone over about 70 people in it today. Last night was, you had John Stone, the guy doing it, and someone else doing a stream together. So they had like an audience of nearly 2,000. Hello, ironically. How are you doing? I got a teapot. I don't know which teapot it is because I don't know how to look. And this is very annoying. I just got paralysed right at the end. It does. Yeah, I couldn't believe the numbers that they had doing DAs, like suddenly, like, we're going for a Blacephalon again today. We've done a mixture of we've done 3 Pheromoses and a Stack Attacker, but all the rest have been Blacephalon, so this is, yeah. Have you found that Burmy yet, please? Part of me thinks I should swap because I'm poisoned now. I'm paralysed, but... Fine. I'll stick for now. Okay, computer wants it. Probably better that they swap at some point. So, which water did you think we should take? And what's the easiest to beat? Have this lot. Not... That's a Greedent, no. I'm going loopy searching for that Burmy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going round and round obsidian filled lands and not getting anything. And as soon as we unlock that, we can start Gen 5, so I can do like the genies, or Reshiram and Hiram and Zekrom, which will be fun. But this is, like I said, this is probably going to be my last one for the day. And then we'll find someone else doing them to take people to. The chances are I'm going to just put another streamer on when I'm watching while I'm doing it. That's kind of how I do my boring hunts, shall we call them. I just sit there and watch someone else. I even did an hour and a half this morning when somebody was doing some DAs of a trainer land. Just going. It's more one of those where it'll be someone that we wouldn't expect, and they'll just get it out of nowhere. I think somebody's even started to make eggs in BDSP to try and get it. That's how desperate we are now. Because they got the Cherim overnight for you. Which was nice. But yeah. But I get why some people might get put off by doing the DA streams today. I feel like this has been about the same as what we would normally do. I haven't seen it be more competitive than normal for this time. If we're looking at numbers only. It doesn't help that there is like a tournament on as well. So people might be wanting to watch the tournament because that's where most of the viewers are on Pokemon in general today. I think there's like 10,000 watching the Pokemon channel. Kind of funky. But we don't like competitive. We find it boring. It's interesting if it was like a draft mode where you could only see each Pokemon once. Is that how many's watching the Pokemon channel right now? 1.5 or 2,000, say. I think there's a couple of people even streaming it, like, separately. I saw the Pokemon category, Scarlet and Violet has nearly 10,000 in it today. Which is fine. If you... where was it? Just Scarlet and Violet. So there's some people watching it and commentating on it, and they have 7,000 between them. So there is that. There is somebody with a bigger number for DAs in the wrong category. But we won't go to them. I'm thinking that we will probably go to somebody who actually raided us before after this. If they're still doing their DAs. Yeah. We'll probably go there. I just hope they're not nearly finishing. But that's part of the fun of this. Like, the more often you see someone come on all the time, the more likely you'll get drawn to watching them because you know they're there each day. If someone does it once a week, you're less likely to get a repeat audience member. That makes sense. Well, at least I'm not paralysed anymore. But this was a way bulkier thing to fight than we probably planned for. And I've completely lost track of where the Dynamax is. Let's see how many lives we have left. Okay, well, we'll see where we are. I can't help set up the rain for you, I know that much. Well, I might be able to. It depends what we're facing as well. I didn't actually see what the water type was. Because it's Relicanth. This is bulky as they come. This is quite hard to beat. But it is ridiculously helpful. But there's no point taking the ghost because it's a... And we'll see where we are for the Dynamaxes. I think that's going to be the best thing. Like, if the Seeking can, it should Dynamax. Maybe it can help. Because it is a rock type, so it's going to play out the same as a Dreadnought for battling. That's the thing, but it does hit very hard. The Electric Surge doesn't help at all, no? I think whoever takes this is a health-based decision. Like, I can't do anything against this, so I will just spam Shadow Ball, see if I can lower its special defense. Would be helpful. And then if the Seeking gets a chance, it can Dynamax, and then you can Dynamax in the final. Yeah, so if the Seeking does Dynamax here, and we win this, the Pincurchin can take the Relicanth. That seems like the sensible thing. And then you can Dynamax in the final with the Relicanth. Which I point out is a lovely shiny. A very nice shiny. I got it in X or Y when I was doing some chain fishing. Yeah, you're the Pincurchin, aren't you? I believe. Can you use the Max Geyser for us, please, with the Seeking, so we can get the rain up for Thunder to be more accurate? Chain fishing is one of the easiest things to do. All you need is something with suction cups and put yourself in like a corner, and you can just sit there and take your time on it. Like, it's relaxing as well. So we were doing it for some of the Gen 1 Pokemon, so we found it quite helpful. And then hopefully this Thunder now is 100% accurate and we should win. Before it gets a Shadow, it gets a shot off first. How are you so slow as a Pincurchin? Into the Adlands. Dun. So we're going to hope that Dragon takes this. Like, we are all a little bit weak, but Dragon gets this. Then they can Dynamax into water. We just have to bite the bullet and hope we survive more than one attack. Maybe the Sandaconda will get a burn. No, it can't get a burn. Keep forgetting it can't get a burn. So if you Dynamax, just go for the water move first, please. doesn't make too much difference after that. Actually, you might as well just stick to it. I know the rock move might be slightly harder hitting, but it's not going to be. Thank you, Corey. I don't want to end with a defeat. I want 10 for 10 today. I even had boy from Belgium sabotaging us earlier, seemingly. Let's wind him up, it's funnier. Let's see how well this one goes. Ooh, seeking... Yeah, we knew we were going to lose someone in this fight. It might not be with that hit. The beast boost does build up very quickly. Trust me. Okay, that's nice. From the Sandaconda. We always have to be extra cautious of this thing. Like, I got swept by it because it got 2 beast boosts, but I think now you should go before it, but it may get rid of its paralyze before you have a go. And we did lose some lives en route, so that's why we got to be careful. The speed racing is huge. That's probably won us it, if we're honest. Does it do everything now or not? Please say you get your water move in before it gets rid of everything. Okay. The rock fall for the W. And that is a GG. Well done, everyone. Good luck on your shinies. See whether we can end with a legend, or whether we're going to be stuck in eternity facing this Pennywise monstrosity. Let's see, what do we have? A Sandaconda. I don't think that's shiny. That's not shiny. That's boring. And that's not shiny, sadly. Never mind then. So I'm going to raid you out to someone else doing Dynamax adventures. So thank you to everyone that came in, and hopefully we can get some more luck tomorrow, and I'll probably come and see any of you if you are in other streams. Maybe see you later today, Corey, you never know.